1.
In our documentary, we will be addressing pollution in New Jersey's Raritan River. One of the biggest tourist attractions in New Jersey is the Raritan River. Native New Jerseyans and tourists alike come to this river with hopes of partaking in various activities such as boating, kayaking, swimming, fishing, and other activities. These people naturally expect to visit a clean and picturesque river where wildlife can thrive. However, such expectations are not met when looking at the polluted waters of the river. Unfortunately, tourists' plans for a nice weekend are halted by advisories that warn against swimming or eating any fish caught in the Raritan due to the river's heavy contamination. In the past 100 years, the Raritan has faced toxin dumping from industrial companies. The toxins originate from contaminated sites created by these industrial plants. Currently, toxic substances including mercury, chromium, arsenic, lead, and PCBs contaminate the water. This contamination risks countless wildlife species that call the Raritan their home. In addition, public health is put at risk as New Jersey relies on the river for drinking water, fishing, and recreation, among other things.
Our solution. We plan to start an initiative that would use phytoremediation technologies to address the high toxicity levels in the Raritan River. Phytoremediation technologies use living plants to clean up soil, air, and water contaminated with hazardous contaminants. With our initiative, we would implement floating treatment wetlands in highly contaminated sites of the Raritan River. These constructed wetlands would use a recycled PET plastic matrix that has drilled holes to place plants such as water lilies and ferns inside. This design would allow the plant roots to grow through and extend beneath the island into the river. The plant would absorb the contaminants through the roots using photosynthesis to store the contaminants in the roots, stems, or leaves. We plan to implement 5 floating islands in the New Brunswick area, 5 in the Low Raritan area, and 5 in the South Amboy area. The islands would be placed on the sides of the river. The islands would be anchored to the bottom of the river with stainless steel pylons. The size dimensions would be 10 by 7 by 15 feet with 300 plant holes on each island. They would be big enough so boats would know to avoid them, but not so big that they would interfere with them.
How do we know it works? Another company named Martin Ecosystems implemented the same idea of floating islands to improve water quality in the Chicago River in Illinois. They were successful in adapting to the fluctuating river elevations by anchoring the islands to stainless steel pylons. This makes us think that we can adopt a similar approach in the Raritan River, which, like the Chicago River, experiences currents and tides. The advantages to our phytoremediation initiative. The cleanup cost of phytoremediation is far less than other conventional techniques of remediation, which is the utmost advantage of this technique. This innovation would cost approximately $40,000 compared to other decontaminating methods such as dredging the river, which would cost up to $1 million. These floating islands require minimal maintenance, so they need no full-time attention or operator to run it. In general, we are hopeful that these floating islands will help the Raritan River return to a more healthy and beautiful state.